Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So just trying to do more walking today for my exercise. I've been running pretty hard here. If you didn't watch my last video, welcome to the channel for one thing. If you did, then you would know that I'm kind of restarting this channel. I had started it up a number of years ago, didn't really stick with it, ended up doing another channel for travel vlogging and still trying to do stuff with that, but I've gone back to college. I'm pursuing another career in wildlife and conservation, trying to do the fitness stuff really on the side. And I, again, apologize if this is me telling you this again if you watched the last video, but just quickly, yeah, I'm trying to get really back into it and use this channel for fitness. So I'm actually at this awesome hill. I used to train here actually all the time. Yeah, I used to train here all the time. It's a pretty decent hill. I mean, nothing like the mountains out west, of course, but I'm in Rhode Island. I'm actually visiting my family in Massachusetts. This particular hill is in Rhode Island. This hill is actually used for endurance races, like obstacle races. Pretty popular for that, and I used to train here all the time. And again, it's a nice hill for this particular area, and you can't even see the whole thing here. I'm just showing you actually like the beginning of the hill where you start down there all the way at the parking lot and come all the way up. And then you can see behind me, it just kind of climbs up for a ways. This is actually just the first part of it. So I'm going to kind of take you guys on this journey. We'll continue talking. But yeah, I used to come here all the time because it's not too far from where I used to live, where my parents live. And yeah, I used to come up here to train for obstacle races and thought that today would be a perfect day. It's one of my favorite places to walk in the beautiful Rhode Island, actually, woods and nature here. I love nature, as I was saying. I have a whole channel about that. But anyways, back to fitness. So yeah, I used to train here all the time. I've been trying to get back into my running. I will say that the fact that I don't have regular access to a gym right now, because like I was saying, I'm going to college. I'm on a break from college. I'm visiting family, which is awesome. Hadn't seen my family in a while. Been having a great time. But I'm only here for a few weeks. So there's no way that I was going to pay for a gym membership. I have done a few day passes, which is good. Gave me an opportunity to get into a gym and do some stuff, but they're really expensive. So for the most part, I've just been running. But I'm going to look on the positive there. It's actually been good. I was not running enough, so I've been using the last couple weeks in Massachusetts to work on my endurance. And yeah, last couple days, I actually ran about 23 miles over the last 3 days, which is a lot for me right now. I definitely used to put on those miles pretty frequently, especially when I was on the Army 10-miler team at Fort Hood, Texas, when I was in the Army. Previous to that, or sorry, after that, I got really into the obstacle course racing, and I ended up completing the Vermont Ultra Beast. So if you're not familiar, you have multiple different tiers of the Spartan race. They have the Sprint, the Super, and the Beast. I've done different iterations of all of those. And then I ultimately did, like I said, the Ultra Beast. So that was in Vermont. It was a very difficult race. The Killington Ultra Beast. Only reason why I'm kind of wasting your time talking about all that is I'm here in the exact training grounds of where I used to train for that race. It might not look super crazy. It's probably hard to tell on the video, but this keeps going. We're actually just going downhill for a little bit, and then it's going to keep on going. I think the whole hill itself might be somewhere between a half mile to 3/4 of a mile, but it's a lot of uphill, and you know, you go up and down it quite a few times. That's what I used to do to train for that Killington Ultra Beast. And that, if you're not familiar, is a 30-mile Spartan race. It's at the Killington Ski Resort in Vermont, and that one is brutal. That was probably the hardest thing that I ever did. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I went through Army Ranger School back in the day when I was in the Army. Didn't even pass that school, but I was there for a while, and that was a very rigorous school, despite ultimately being dropped out of it. I would say that from a physical standpoint, the Ultra Spartan race was more difficult than Army Ranger School. So anyways, that was 30 miles, 60 obstacles, 15,000 feet of elevation, and I was in really good shape, and I would train on this hill all the time. So why don't I talk a little bit more about kind of what I'm doing. You might have heard a little bit about this if you watched my first video, but I'm trying to just become the best athlete that I can all around. So I've tried to develop all these different skills over the years. Some of them I've done a good job at, others I've let go of. Like I said, I'm not in the best shape right now, trying to lose a few pounds and really get back into running. But I have all these different skills and I'm trying to actually become a trainer. So I'm trying to dedicate myself to learn as much as I can and combine all the different skills that I've learned between parkour, ninja warrior skills, trampoline, regular weightlifting, calisthenic type movements, the obstacle course race, like I said, the Spartan and the running, and just anything else I can possibly learn. So I'm very much on a journey right now. I don't have all the answers, but I'm trying to learn them. And yeah, I'm studying the NASM personal training and just trying to learn as much as I can. Other things about myself, in addition to like the nature, like I said, I really just like to push limits, push limitations. Kind of like when I did that Vermont Ultra Beast. You'll see me put out some physical challenges. I've done different things where I try to do like 300 burpees without stopping or without taking a sip of water. I think I might post that here to the channel. It's something that I did years ago, and I think I'll redo it again. So I like to do stuff like that. I like to kind of push myself to the limits of what I feel is possible. And let's see, I really like handstands. I've gotten really into backflips over the years as well. Right now, I've kind of been having, honestly, some mental blocks for sure with my backflip. I'm trying to get that back, no pun intended. I can still kind of roll over backwards into more of like a back handspring movement. But about 4 months ago, I started having big mental blocks, and I'll be able to get it back. I've definitely lost my backflip numerous times over the years, unfortunately, just from either lack of regular training or whatever. Even just this past one, I feel like I was training, but I just started having mental blocks. A backflip can definitely be one of those things that it's just really hard. I didn't start training backflips until I was 27 years old. So now I'm 35. That was about 8 years ago. I do feel like you have a significant advantage with something like that if you start it super young, like when you're a kid. Like I said, I did not do that, but I will get it back. It's just going to be a matter of getting the right resources. Where I'm going to college right now, Oregon State, there is a gymnastics team. I need to be more regular with it. It's a club team, and luckily I can train with them. I had all early morning classes, and the club team trains pretty late at night. So with my schedule, I didn't make it too much, but I'm going to try to dedicate myself more this time because I was training with this Jungle Academy in Texas for a while, on and off, and that was great. It gave me all these resources, all these awesome mats and springs and trampolines to play around on. But ever since I went back to college, I found it hard. They actually have restrictions at college, not to bash them too much or anything, but at the gym, I can't do any backflips, not even backflip progressions. They don't even allow backwards rolls, forwards rolls, not even cartwheels. So they're very strict. But it's okay. I'm going to deal with it. I will say that all of those restrictions have made it harder, but there is the gymnastics team. So I'm trying to have a positive attitude, no excuses attitude. And I'm going to try to show up more for my second term, my winter term here at Oregon State. And I'm just going to do a better job of training so I can get my backflip back. But one of the other things that I definitely have been more regular with has been handstands. I'm really into trying to do handstands. I've been doing them for a long time. By the way, I'm almost to the top of this hill. Probably find a spot to do some handstands. Figured I would talk about that. I think what I'll do is I'll walk up the hill, and then I think I'm going to go do some handstands once I get to the bottom of the hill. So probably just going to kind of forward through that so you guys don't have to watch that whole thing because that'll be kind of boring. But that's kind of the end of the talk here for the most part with the handstands. I've been doing them for years. Quick little talk about that. When I first started training, and here's the top of the hill, by the way. I think we got like some dirt bikes or something. When I first started training handstands years ago, it was at this parkour gym in Austin that I started going to. Not the one that I was telling you that I worked for, a different one that closed down. And there was like a gymnastics class. You know, that was when I first started learning how to do backflips, and I was working on handstands. And I remember this one girl, she was really good. I honestly don't even remember her name. Doesn't really matter. Even if I did, I'm not going to like publicly put out her name. She was very good at gymnastics. She was a little bit showy. She really wanted like to show off, I guess, so to speak. And it was a mix of different people. People like me with pretty much no gymnastics background at all, not able to do a backflip, not able to do a front flip, limited acrobatic abilities. I was pretty athletic then. I was doing a lot of running, but not really any not really any acrobatic abilities. And I remember she would always poke fun at me, and I tried not to make a big deal out of it. I think it kind of did, it probably did insult me a little bit, to be honest, just because I saw this girl just like tumbling down the floor, doing all these things like round off to backflip and all these things that I wanted to be able to do. And I was trying to work on a basic handstand, and she would just kind of make fun of me, to be honest. And I don't think I was the only one, but I do feel like she picked on me quite a bit. I think I probably was a target for it because I was more of a beginner person in the class, and I think I just had definitely horrible form for sure. Truthfully, I still have really bad form with handstands. It's something I've been trying to work on, but I do more of like a banana handstand. So if you're not familiar, that's when, and I'll show you because it's still not good, but it's when you're trying to do a handstand, you try to have your body in a straight line, but your back ends up having this like weird banana curvature. So mine still does that. I think it's gotten a little bit better over the years, but I still have a lot of work to do. I'm sure at this time that I'm talking about, when I was at this gym and this girl was kind of picking on me, she was probably, I think she was saying quite a bit about my banana curve, but I also just couldn't hold one as well. We were doing these exercises where you would try to walk on your hands down the floor, and I think I just kept kind of falling on my head. I can laugh about it now because it honestly probably was kind of funny, and maybe I shouldn't have gotten insulted, but it is what it is. I mean, I definitely think I took offense to it for sure, because like there was this girl that's doing all these crazy gymnastics, and I think in my mind I would have thought like she probably could have been a little bit nicer to someone like me who was 27 with absolutely no gymnastic experience. So without going on too much about it, I would say she probably did hurt my feelings for sure. But what's good about that is because she did that, it actually inspired me to just start working on my handstand. And again, I still am not that good at handstands. I'm not trying to tell you that I'm like some pro at handstands, because that's not true. I still struggle with doing a handstand to the proper form for sure, but I can hold one for a long time. I've been able to hold a handstand for almost a minute straight, about 50 or more seconds, numerous times, probably averaging over 30 to 40 seconds on almost every time that I try to do a handstand basically these days, and I hold it completely stable in one place almost every single time. So I am proud of that, and that's just been through hard work. And again, I still have a lot of work to do. I'm not telling you I have a perfect handstand. I'm very far from having a perfect handstand, but I am proud of myself that I was able to do that. And a lot of it, I am going to say, was inspired, by her kind of making fun of me. And that's just who she is. I think she knew she had a lot of skills. She saw someone like me that didn't have a lot of skills, and she just kind of wanted to pick on me. The only moral of that story, really, out of that kind of long and just unnecessary story, is sometimes you can pull a positive out of a negative. Like that definitely seemed like a negative to me. I was 27 at the time, just kind of, I think I was in my last year as an Army officer, and I think she was taking a lot of my pride away because I was used to just succeeding at stuff, whether it was running or weightlifting or just whatever. And, I just couldn't seem to hold a handstand. So she was definitely making fun of me, and I think it really inspired me to train handstands a lot. And I'm still working on them. I'm still very far from where I want to be. But I worked on them a lot. And, yeah, I would say I got pretty good at them, considering that 7 years ago I would just fall on my head every 2 seconds trying to walk on my hands across the floor. And now I can hold a handstand for almost a minute straight. So just, whatever it is that you're doing in life, even if someone wants to insult you or make fun of you, just know that with hard work, you can achieve anything. And I think I'm going to do a handstand here at the bottom of the hill. And if you guys enjoy this, again, I'm going to be putting out a lot of fitness videos, a lot of motivational stuff and instructional stuff on the different types of workouts that I'm doing. And I'm going to continue to learn as much as I possibly can. So subscribe if you enjoy. And I hope you guys have a happy new year. Okay, really struggling today to hit that 30 to 40 seconds that I just said I could do. So kind of feeling like a liar, but I'm also feeling like, hey, you know what? I just ain't going to give up. So we're going to try again. A lot of the times I can. I don't know. Rough day, I guess. Round 2. Here we go. That might not be a full 30. I think I'm realizing my arms are definitely tired. I finally went back to the gym yesterday, got myself one of those expensive day passes that I was talking about, and I definitely hit it pretty hard with the handstands and everything and weights. But there's my excuses for the day. You guys can count. I do feel like that one was at least closer to 30 seconds. I haven't looked at the footage or anything yet. Maybe it's like 25 or 27 seconds. But I was happier with that one. And yeah, again, if you enjoy this video, I'm gonna be putting out more stuff, inspirational stuff, funny stuff. I like to laugh. I like to make jokes, put out even some satirical stuff. But I'll definitely be putting out informational content on fitness. I'll still be going into the outdoors. If you're coming from my Instagram or my outdoor adventure travel vlog YouTube, I will still be trying to do that. But as I've said, it's gonna be more limited because I'm going to college. I'm focusing on trying to get into a more stable career and do the fitness stuff on the side, the YouTube, the personal training. But yeah, I don't really have any excuse. I'm just going to work hard. And even if I'm just stuck in a gym or stuck in the completely rainy Oregon environment, I'll go out in the rain and I'll make fitness videos in the rain somehow, running in the rain without an umbrella, getting all soaking wet. And I'll go to the gym and I'll make videos. And I'm going to continue to push myself to my limits, and also learn as much as I can about fitness. I'm going to finish my certification soon, and I'm going to do other certifications. I'm definitely going to continue to learn. It's not going to be just college or just the steady job that I'm talking about. I'm going to grow. I'm going to make content, and I'm here for it. I want to learn from you guys. If you guys want to share your favorite fitness challenge or anything that you want to see me do, go ahead and send it in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Hope you have a happy new year.